Legendary warriors. The powers that created us now want us all extinguished. We must join forces, or else forever be their slaves. For today, in the name of freedom, we take the battle to them. Let's roll.
Here in moments.
The ultimate gayless spectacle.
Holy Mother of God on earth and in heaven at the exact same time.
You want a piece of me? You got it!
Good morning, everybody. TGIF. Yes, indeed. It's a Friday in February in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with yours truly, Dan Adams, a.k.a. the Soulful Conservative. And it is exactly February the 10th, 2017. First and foremost, giving honor to God and to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me to see another day and allowing me to come to you via Spreaker. And today is a new direction for the Dan Adams Show. Fridays is going to be Free for All Friday. That's right. Free for All Friday. Meaning, I'm going to talk about not just politics, but culture, sports, entertainment, anything that may pop in my head. It's going to come out on the starting today, Friday edition, Free for All Friday here on the Dan Adams Show. Well, you know how I do. I got to get into politics right away and get into some of the top stories. And one of the top stories we all know in regards to the Ninth Circuit Court in San Francisco, California, upholding the ban of the travel ban of Donald J. Trump's, the president's travel ban, upholding the idiot that I guess feels that he's the president of the United States, that judge in Seattle who started this whole thing. And to me, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to go to court, end up in the Supreme Court. Supreme Court's probably going to send it back to the Ninth Circuit Court. Now, at that point, I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said last night, I am not the sharpest tool in the shed, and I am not a constitutional expert. But last time I checked, ladies and gentlemen, a judge from Seattle in the Ninth Circuit Court is not the president of the United States. And what is probably the main goal and purpose of the president? To protect the homeland. So, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We all know this is purely political. It has nothing to do with a Muslim ban. And let's take that angle for a second. If the Democrats, leftists, liberals in this country think that it's a Muslim ban, even though these 7 countries are the same 7 countries that their savior, Barack Hussein Obama, same 7 countries that Barack Hussein Obama put travel restrictions on. If it so happens to be that they're a majority Muslim, whose fault is that? Not ours, nobody's. That's just how it is. And how it is these 7 countries are hotbeds for terrorism. So, what do you think in the mind of the Commander-in-Chief, President of the United States, is looking and gathering data and information from his cabinet, and especially the Secretary of Defense and Homeland Security, saying, hey, we all know, and with the revelation, and we all knew it, but now he's just come out and admitted it. President Assad of Syria came out and said, definitely, quote, definitely, there are terrorists amongst these Syrian refugees. So, we have concrete, in-your-face evidence, even though we've known it all this time, that terrorists have infiltrated the refugee population. Now, what if you were President of the United States and Commander-in-Chief? and the administration prior to you were allowing refugees, mainly from Syria, to flow into this country. What would you do? What would you do? I'm sorry. Like I said, President Trump could have done a better job of implementing this ban, but I am 100% behind the ban. And it's temporary, ladies and gentlemen. Temporary. It's not going to be the full 4 years the man is president. It's temporary. Get that in your head, you thick skulls, you idiot Democrats. Now, I just heard on the radio that punk-ass Cory Booker is pleased at how the separation of powers is working in regards to this travel ban. He is pleased, ladies and gentlemen. So he had no issue with his savior Barack Hussein Obama acting as king for 8 years and did nothing because that's his savior. But soon as a Republican gains office of president and basically is doing the same exact thing that their savior Barack Hussein Obama did in regards to restricting travel from the same seven countries that this current travel ban has. Oh, wait a minute. It's working, ladies and gentlemen. Separation of powers is working. You know what, Cory Booker? Shut the F up. Democrats, shut the F up. As one of my Facebook friends said last night and asked the question, and I'm paraphrasing here, how is it that the Democrats just do not care about our safety? They do not care. And I'm paraphrasing my comment I placed. It is all about control in regards to the Democrats. Control, Janet Jackson, control. Okay? It's what it's always been for them, and it's what it will always be for them. Control. Safety, throw that out the window. Rule of law, throw that out the window. Control is what they want and what they crave. So, ladies and gentlemen, going forward, we'll see how the theatrics of this plays out in court. And I'm hoping that it goes in the favor of President Donald J. Trump. Now, speaking of Donald J. Trump, let's talk about his daughter Ivanka for a minute here. I just heard on the radio this morning that there's maybe some possible ethics violations in regards to Kellyanne Conway and her comments the other day in regards to, she just basically came out and said, buy Ivanka. Okay. Now, she's not the president. Now, I can see where the line can be drawn if you're the president and you're going out basically giving free publicity to your daughter's line of business. I get that. He's just defending his daughter. I get that 100%. But then there's a line that must be drawn, and you must not cross that line. I get that. But Kellyanne Conway is not the president. She may be a senior official within the Donald J. Trump administration, but she's not president. So I'm going to be in need of looking up these so-called ethics violations. But I'm looking at it like this. Nordstrom and all these other outlets who have publicly, they didn't have to say anything in regards to dropping Ivanka Trump's line. They didn't have to say a word. They could have just dropped it. We would have found out about it. And they still could have said no comment on it. But no, they made it political when they came out and said what they said because it was Ivanka Trump. So, I'm sorry. Whatever criticism that may come their way in regards to dropping her line, and for an individual, an administration official, high-ranking Donald J. Trump president, a presidential official, Kellyanne Conway comes out and says what she says. First of all, I don't think it's an ethics violation. I may be wrong. Have to look it up. If it isn't, then all these people screaming and yelling can shut the F up. Shut up. Now, speaking of the presidency, seems like there's more players from the New England Patriots that are not going to show up. I need to get the list. I need to find out if they're all black. But for all the black ones that are not going, why? And for anyone that is not going, why? Okay, you may have differences with Donald J. Trump. And other people in the past have done it to other presidents. So you have your right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to this point where I'm just going to say, you know what, you need to go. No. Excuse me. I'm not saying that. You have your right not to go. But when you don't go and you've made it political, then guess what? You've opened up yourself. You opened up the I guess direct lines of criticism. So if you're going to do it, be prepared for the circumstances that may come out from it. Boy, it's Friday. I haven't got my coffee yet. I was up late last night, and God knows why. And for that, I'm asking for His prayers and His guidance and intervention. And I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but that needed to be said. So keep me in your prayers for a situation that I'm going through right now. But let me digress. As I digress and get back to the topic at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the right to speak on, talk about, criticize, whatever in regards to political figures here in America. And for the world, for that matter. But let's talk about specifically here in America. From the president all the way down to the lowly public official here in Penn Hills, Pennsylvania. Well, now I'm actually in just rolling through Jervosburg, about to hit Clarion. I get it. You have the right. But as I said, and as I end this particular topic, be ready for some criticism. Be ready for it, because it's coming. And don't act surprised when it does. Now, speaking of New England Patriots in the sports realm, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-1 victory over the Colorado Avalanche in Colorado last night. Watched some of the game, didn't watch all of it, but I'm glad that they got the win. Sidney Crosby didn't score any points, so he's still, I guess, 3 points still, or 2 points, whatever, from 1,000 points in his career. He'll get it in the next few games, and that'll be great for him. An awesome milestone for him. Now, the NCAA, ladies and gentlemen, the NCAA Men's Basketball Association. Let's call them the association, because in part that's what they are. They're an association, the way it's run, almost basically. But from a great article from Bleacher Report about my crew, my hometown crew, the Syracuse Orange, and how they have battled back, ladies and gentlemen, and now if they go basically 3-3 the rest of the way in the ACC, they're basically guaranteed a spot in the NCAA tournament. And to be honest, with the starting five that we have, and if they can stay out of foul trouble, and if they get in foul trouble, the reserves comes in and spells them with good play, heady play, smart, intense play. I think we can go, maybe 4-2, maybe 5-1. But definitely we can definitely get 3 out of the 6 games left as far as victories. I can almost guarantee you that. I'm not going to guarantee it because, hey, those losses that we had early in the year, I thought we weren't going to have, and they happened. So I'm going to almost guarantee that these remaining 6 games in the ACC, we just need to get 3, and I think we're going to get them. Now, I just heard this week, ladies and gentlemen, for all my Pittsburgh Pirates fans, and I want some feedback. I got feedback from the fellas at work, but I want your feedback in regards to McCutchen being moved to left field. I don't have a problem with it, and as the fella said, the work should have been done years ago, because his play in center field has definitely declined. So, do what you got to do in order to facilitate the best team that you can put out on the field, And if that means putting your best player in left field, then do it. Stop pussyfooting. Stop beating around the bush. And I guarantee he had no problem with it. Because he's a team player. And he wants to stay here in Pittsburgh. And I think the right path was taken. Now, there was talk about yesterday about Clint Hurdle and him not, basically saying, I want an extension and I want to be here in Pittsburgh for 18 million more years if I'm able to. And here's another thing. He's no spring chicken, number one. Okay? He's been in the game for a long time. And from what I can see in his little stint in regards to TV and broadcast, that he would do a great job. So that could be something that's lined up for him. So for those out there who have their qualms about Clint Hurdle and his game management and things of that nature, okay, you have it. Throw it out there. It's done. But we'll see going forward as I end the sports section of the Free for All Dan Adams Show on this Friday, February 10th, 2017. We are hoping and praying that a winning season comes back for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the entertainment realm for just a few minutes here. And I want to talk about the upcoming Grammys. Now, ladies and gentlemen, back in the day, the Grammys was it. Besides when the Soul Train Awards finally came around, the Grammys was it for me. Now, granted, they didn't have all of the fanfare and flair and categories basically now that they had when I was growing up. But it was something to look forward to. Now I could give a darn. And I love music. It is going to be politicized. People are going to be coming out against Donald J. Trump and things of that nature, and the Trump administration and things of that nature. And that's what I don't want to see. I just want to watch the Grammys, see who wins, and see the performances. Performances. That is all I want to see. I don't want to hear your horrible jokes about Trump, your protesting Trump, or protesting anything that's political at that point. I just want to zone out and watch and listen and hear some good music from talented people. That's all I want, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Good grief. Can we just leave the politics out of it for once? And the Oscars are right around the corner. And Lord have mercy, you know how much that is going to be politicized. Haven't watched the Oscars since 1999, ladies and gentlemen. And that's sad because I love movies. Love watching movies. So for you out there who are, I guess, in the same boat as me, I may do a show or something on Grammy and Oscar night. Let me think about that. Open up the phone lines and we can just converse and talk about whatever. So let me think about it. Got a couple days before I have to make a decision on the Grammys. But let me think about it. You'll see a post about it if I eventually go down that path. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm almost done with this particular free-for-all episode, the premiere free-for-all episode of the Dan Adams Show here on Friday, February 10th, 2017. I know that going forward, ladies and gentlemen, we have a battle in front of us. We have a situation where, okay, President Trump might not have been our first choice as far as us conservatives, okay? He wasn't my first choice, and I've said this, and will continue to say it, just to make my point. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He is the President of the United States of America. Now, we are a nation of individuals who have opinions, who have values, morals, and all those good things. And I'm hoping and praying that we continue to speak our minds, not allow the powers to be to get away with mostly anything that they want to get away with, because number one, we're not holding their feet to the fire. We are, number two, not pounding on Congress to make sure that the separation of powers are upheld. And number 3, that we as individuals can have cordial conversations in regards to what's going on in the political landscape, the landscape of America, and so on and so forth. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you go about your Friday, TGIF, everybody, thank God it's Friday. Always remember this, ladies and gentlemen, that yours truly, Dan Adams, has your back. I will continue to say it until it's something that you just right off the bat know that yours truly has your back. You need me for something and I'm able to do it, I will do it. So, as we always end the Dan Adams Show, may God continue to bless you and your families. May He keep you and your family safe from any harm or danger. And until next time, God bless you and yours. Peace.
This poem is for the woman I love. I knew not what love was till you awoke within my heart. We are now together forever, never shall we part. I will track where you are, I'll decide whom you see. Remember, sweetheart, you belong only to me. So do what I say and don't do anything dumb, or I may have to hit you until you are numb. If you tell another soul, well, that will just make me mad. 'Cause I tolerate you, and for that you should be glad. There's one more feeling I must express to you, honey. Don't ever, ever let me catch you touching my money.
Some relationships are not as they appear. That's because domestic abuse is often hidden. Join the Women's Center and Shelter in the effort to end abuse early on and help us provide emergency sanctuary to those who most need your protection. To donate, visit the Women's Center and Shelter at wcscanhelp.org.
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony. A disgraceful decision. That's what President Trump tweeted a short time ago, reacting again to the appeals court ruling upholding a judge's stay blocking the president's executive order that temporarily halted travel from 7 predominantly Muslim countries considered terror risks.
I am a real cop.
Now, this Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal has said that shows that the president should rip up this order. We now go live to the White House and Fox's John Decker.
Less than 30 minutes after a federal appeals court unanimously refused to reinstate President Trump's ban on travel from 7 Muslim-majority countries, he issued a defiant response on Twitter, writing, "See you in court. The security of our nation is at stake." He then told reporters the decision was political.
It's a decision that will win, in my opinion, very easily.
3 judges on the Ninth Circuit rejected the government's argument that courts have no authority to review an executive branch decision on immigration policy. The White House is now considering whether to rewrite the executive order. Dave?
John, another challenge to the order goes to court today in Virginia. A congressman has a new job. Tom Price will now be Health and Human Services Secretary. The Senate confirmed him at about 2 a.m.
It can start bringing stability to the health care markets Obamacare has harmed. It can start bringing relief to the families Obamacare has hurt.
Democrat and Republican leader Mitch McConnell. Democrats claim Price will be like a fox guarding the hen house and hurt health care overseeing Obamacare's replacement. 2 American children are distraught in Arizona. Their mother, here illegally, was deported to Mexico.
It's a nightmare having your mother taken away from you. The person who's always there for you, gone.
Angel Reyes Garcia and his sister were reunited with their mom, Guadalupe, at a shelter near the border last night. Immigration officials say she had no legal basis to be here, convicted years ago of using a fake social security number and ordered deported, but the Obama administration had let her stay. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced. In a few hours, President Trump will meet with another world leader. Japan's prime minister will go to the White House, and then the two will hold a news conference.
He said President Trump is a leader he can trust. When they meet, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe hoping to head off criticism of Japan's $60 billion trade surplus by arguing that Japan's auto industry employs 1 million people, and he's bringing to Washington proposals for investment. TV maker Sharp says it may open a plant in the U.S., and Abe reportedly will pitch high high-speed railways, robotics, and even small-scale nuclear plants. And when the presidents play a round of golf at Mar-a-Lago, Abbey, hoping also to find there is life yet in the Trans-Pacific Partnership free trade deal. In Tokyo, Alistair Wanklin, Fox News.
The morning after an explosion and fire at a Louisiana pipeline station.
We still have one patient that is unaccounted for. We continue searching until we get a final disposition with him.
St. Charles Parish EMS Chief Sergio Morales. 5 others were injured. 1 had to be taken to a burn center. Police in Baltimore have released body cam video from the officer who shot and killed a teenager.
Baltimore Police Commissioner Kevin Davis says 18-year-old Curtis Deal was arrested 3 times on gun or drug charges in January and was being held without bond. But then Judge Nicole Taylor set bond, leading to his release. The next day, police spotted Deal driving a car erratically. They chased him in the car and then on foot until the video shows he pointed a gun at cops. That's when they opened fire, killing him. Davis says had Taylor not allowed Deal out of jail, he wouldn't be dead today.
When we talk about the criminal justice system, it's not just about the cops. It's not just about the prosecutors. You got to add the judges to that.
Judge Taylor declining comment. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
Could be another record day on Wall Street. Stock futures are rising the morning after the Dow and the NASDAQ hit new all-time highs. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
To represent on this block track or any track I've spent. Producing, recording, composing, my unique sound is causing a commotion. The flow is positive, so I have to give 100%, that's the way to live. Tomorrow has never been promised to anyone. The boom bap of the drum is pulsating. All speakers in the area, on the airwaves, MP3 hysteria. Reinventing hip-hop is my main focus. Aiming for bigger heights, so set it right with the pioneers, so they can reap the benefits for making hip-hop a legitimate form of music based on culture. Now it's time to place your hands on the sculpture. You just don't understand what I do to make you clap your hands. It comes from the depths of my soul. Now it's time to let it flow, let it flow. The sculpture was pounded from the hardest of clay, but I'm not seeing or even feeling the healing. I wanna take a pledge as I write this one line. I keep making music till the end of time. Put it online so the road can take a listen. If the money comes and fades away, my vision has been firmly planted in the minds of the youth, so they can decipher the truth for their own understanding. Set aside all the ignorance out there, a world that doesn't care. Time to re-establish the righteous ways, whether Buddhist, Jewish, or Christian. My mission speaks for itself. Choose positive over negative, parallel with the relative nature of the human conscience. Hit the edutain as I blaze you with the hotness. You just don't understand what I do to make you clap your hands. It comes from the depths of my soul. Now it's time to let it flow, let it as I approach the finish line. Still a burning question is boggling my mind. Who's gonna take the weight? With the hammer of morality banging on the crate, let's truly open the lines of communication. Resist confrontation. Don't let anyone hold you back. Choose the proper way to react. Verbal contact is the way I pursue any conflict, issues that come through. My invisible barricade, these overpaid MCs need to recognize the prize. I wanna get paid through respect that's given. Always guided by God's infinite wisdom. This soulful expedition will take the next step. I represent it, now who's got next? You just don't understand what I do to make you clap your hands. It let it flow. It's time to let it flow, and you need to act like you know when and through the break of dawn, as we proceed to give you what you need, on and on through the break of dawn. Going out to my man Jeppe, another